Tell me, so Pranay, the first time we met was in Pune. So it's an achievement, and we met 2 years ago in Pune, exactly.
Yeah.
I never thought that we'd be like neighbors when we first met. So tell me, what is it to be in France when you come from Pune?
It's a new country. For
Hmm?
me personally, it's my first international experience outside India, apart from Nepal, first for which we don't need a visa or anything. So it's good. It's a new place, a new feeling, new people, new weather. And initially, we got the time to settle in. We only had our French classes for the first 2 weeks. So it was pretty simple and pretty easy. And we got the time to settle in. And now that we have settled, our classes are begun. So, yeah, it's a good feeling.
Okay. So good feeling. And so tell me about this city, Cergy. So what city is it exactly? Maybe so that our students from India understand what type of city it is and how people live, how they combine work and study. So tell me.
So yeah, so I myself was not very clear about it, but once I'm here and now I'm seeing things. So I knew that it's in the outskirts of Paris, and yeah, it is a city that's in the outskirts of Paris. I think it's the zone 4 or 5. I'm not very sure, and the metro doesn't reach here, but we have the RERA line, which comes all the way to Cergy Prefecture, where the school is situated, and the Cergy-Leho, where my residence is. It's pretty different from Paris, to be honest. Uh, Paris, on one hand, is like very vibrant, and it's more of a central city with a lot of tourists and a lot of things happening. Cergy is more like uh, uh, what do you call it? How do I say it? It's more of a residential place, very easy and slow life here. And I think mainly the universities and schools here are uh, what keeps the young students here around. And for the internships, apprenticeships, and jobs, I met a lot of seniors who go to Paris. A lot of them prefer staying here in the residence, closer to school, going to school like twice a week, and the rest of the 3 days a week, they prefer to go to Paris. I also met a lot of seniors who prefer staying like in Paris and coming to
Mhm.
Paris, coming to Cergy twice a week. So I think it depends on what you want, and yeah, they are managing it that way.
Now tell me, you Pranay, where do you live? Where do you live exactly?
Yeah, so in Cergy, there's a place called Cergy-Leho, which is literally translated as the high. So it's a highland, basically, in the outskirts of Paris, and it's uh, actually the last station that RERA reaches. So it's pretty outskirts. Like beyond this, you see the farms and even the agricultural fields and so on. So yeah,
And
Allegesic.
you have a room there, or you live in a
Yeah.
dorm? You have a room, or how does it work? You live in a
So
house? Yeah.
I've seen a residence of Allegesic. Allegesic is one of the is the residence body of ESSEC. They have like 4 residences, and I live in one of their 4 residences. The other 3 are like closer to school. Uh, the one closest
And are you
is
happy there? It's a nice place to be. You like your residence? Or
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's actually good. It's the biggest of the 4 residences.
Can you
A
show
lot.
us your room, Pranay? Can you show us your?
Oh yeah, it's a little bit cluttered,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but
yeah.
it's fine.
So,
It's a room. So show us the kitchen. Show us.
oh
So basically, that's your desk. So show us. Huh?
yeah.
Yeah, but it would be
So
interesting that people see what it is. So
so yeah,
basically, so
this is the
that's your
desk.
desk. So that's your desk. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
cluttered. I need to.
And when you
And
open
this is the
you don't
bed.
open the curtains to see the outside. No, you leave the curtain. You don't like to see. No, it's night now in Paris.
Yeah, it's actually nice, but I think you
Can you
can
see?
see a bit of.
Yeah,
It's quite windy today.
yeah. It's nice. No,
So
you don't like.
yeah,
Yeah. right?
Yeah, it is good actually.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the
Have you
weather's
been
been good.
to the lake already in Cergy? Have you been to the lake? No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah. So then you have your
And
bed here. Okay. So here you
so
have a,
this is
yeah,
my shelf,
yeah.
and I've also placed the hooks. It's easy to like just hang the clothes
Okay. Then
and
you have
luggage.
your luggage. Yeah. Okay. So you don't have
And
much space. You don't have much space.
yeah, and this is a kitchen. It's pretty small and
But at the same time,
just
it's not like a studio flat because you know that people who live in Paris they have much worse than you.
yeah, actually.
Where you have everything and then they have the shower. Okay. So at least you have this place. And where's the bathroom? Where's
Oh, the bathroom is just the opposite of the kitchen. So
okay.
this here is the bathroom kitchen.
Okay. No,
If
but
the bathroom,
what is very good for you is that you have a bathroom, you have a kitchen, you have
yeah.
a main room. So of course in the main room you and I imagine that you spend most of your time at ESSEC, no? You
Oh,
spend most
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because you leave what you leave here at what 8:30. You go to study. No, you don't stay in the library. Or what do you do? Or you don't have social activities. What is a
So
typical day for you? Now tell us a typical day and then a typical week. What is a typical day for you?
so as I said, like until now, it was the first 2 weeks were just 3 hours of French classes in school. So my class was scheduled from 9 to 12:15. So after that, I would be back in my residence for lunch. After that, the last week was all seminars, and this week I have intensive week. So I have classes from 9 to like 4:15 or something, and the seminars last week were until like 7 o'clock. So yeah, I was like pretty much in campus. I would leave in the morning at around 8 and be back here at in the evening directly. So,
Okay, very good. So it's good, of course, because this place is fine, but you become a bit crazy if you stay there all day long. Huh?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And the ESSEC campus, and then I know that you have a gym as well. Huh? There's a nice gym. You go to the gym or you don't?
Oh yeah, I haven't started yet, but yeah, I will be joining.
Yeah, I've heard that they
There's
have a
one in
nice
the
gym. They have a
yeah,
nice
there's
gym
one in
from
the
what I've heard.
residence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can go to the lake. There's a lake. They have created a lake. It's an artificial lake. You can sail, you can do boating, you can swim.
Oh, okay.
Definitely, you should go there. But the first night it starts to be pretty cold. Um, but you can go swimming, not sailing, not swimming maybe, but sailing all year long. Alors, and what is a typical week from what you have experienced now? Tell me.
So I described the typical week of my French classes and seminars, but from next week onwards, when my first term begins, a typical week consists of classes almost every day except for Thursday. I'm free,
Mm,
but it's also pretty chill in the sense that I don't have a I haven't scheduled a lot of classes per day. I only have
mm,
like 1 or 2 classes. So I will be in school for like 3 to 6 hours, and the rest of the time I'll have the time to because I'm still adapting to cooking and managing my food and everything. So I'll get some time to uh, be more efficient and good at it. And on Thursdays, usually it's student association nights.
mm.
So all the student associations tend to meet on in the evening after school on Thursdays. That's when you can go and attend sessions or their get-togethers and be a part of the association. And Saturday and Sundays are usually left free, except for a few classes which have been scheduled for Saturday as well. So on Saturdays and Sundays, a lot of people prefer staying at home, but a lot of us also prefer going to Paris and doing our shopping and going around.
Okay. Uh, and tell me, so tell me, and you have been accepted to many schools. So why have you chosen ESSEC? Not just for the ranking, I guess. What else besides the ranking?
So yeah, I had applied to ESSEC, ESCP, EDEC, VHIU, and I was also planning to apply to Imperial LSC, but by then I
And you
received
got
an admit
accepted to
from,
all of them. Huh?
yeah,
You got accepted
I
to all of
got
them.
it. Yeah. So for me, I think the most difficult option was between ESCP and ESSEC. Both are like
Yeah.
equally good schools, but what set ESSEC apart was its apprenticeship programs and the flexibility in its course, and that was like a very important aspect.
But will you do the apprenticeship? You're not going, maybe on year two? No?
Yeah, year two. So I plan to apply for apprenticeship in my second year, so that I can start immediately after the summer next year. Before that, I am also looking into the chairs, which is the third aspect of essay. So apprenticeship gave me gives me the opportunity to work in a real world setup, and also makes it easier for me financially because I will be the company reimburses the school tuition fees for the time that I spend working there. So I think graduating debt free is a big aspect for not just me, but a lot of students that I've met here. Uh, the flexibility in its course is also another thing. In fact, one of the things that was iterated multiple times during our orientations initially was that, the most difficult thing that we'll be doing here at ESSEC is making choices, and that is you can see based on the number of options that are there. Apart from the 9 core management courses, everything else is choices based on what field of business or management you want to move towards. And also the third thing, as I mentioned, the chairs. So these are programs which are taught in ESSEC with sponsored by companies. So it provides very good opportunity to learn industry insights and learn and get industry insights of what the real world modern problems are that the companies are facing, and also gives the opportunity to network and get internships and apprenticeships from within the chair. So that was also an important aspect.
Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, and so can you explain the admission process to get into these schools?
So yeah, my admission process, I think it started with obviously getting in touch with the MBA center, and after signing my contract, I started with my GMAT because I had not come. And not I was not done with the GMAT already. So GMAT is an important requirement for most of the schools, especially if you want to get into some of the best schools in Europe. So GMAT or GRE, which based on your preference. So that is one requirement, and it just makes your profile of it very competitive. Second is obviously applying, and the application comprises of submitting your scores, your resume, the motivation letters, the cover letters, the letters of recommendations, academic and or professional. And based on your profile, your overall profile, if the school likes your profile, then they call you for interview, and which basically breaks or makes your application. And if you are good in the interview, if they feel like the profile matches the candidate, then I think you have a good chance of getting a call. And yeah, I think that's basically the process of application.
Okay, very good. Okay, and what did you find it was the most difficult in the admission process?
The application process. I mean, for me personally, I think getting done with the GMAT took a lot of time. I had started my GMAT prep back in my second year in 2020 when COVID hit, but obviously I was just in my second year, so I didn't take the preparation very seriously. So in my case, GMAT took a serious prep time of a year, or yeah, around a year. So yeah, that I think was the most difficult aspect. But obviously, that doesn't mean to say that the application in itself is easy. Finding the right answers for the questions asked, I think that is something that sets you apart and that makes or breaks your application. They want to know you personally because you are competing against so many students that everybody has a story to say. And if it's generic or if all the stories fall in the same lines, then I don't think you set yourself apart. And in that respect, I was lucky to have you, Dr. Hubert, and the MBA Center. So as a result,
because you got all the school that you applied to, you got accepted to VAU, you got accepted to EDEC, you got accepted to all of them. Huh?
Yeah.
Did you get a scholarship?
So yeah.
Did you get a scholarship?
No, I applied in my third round, so there was no option for scholarship by then.
Okay. What else did I want to say to you? Okay, so if you had to give a piece of advice to someone, what should they do? Yeah.
I think it's pretty straightforward. You need your GMAT, your applications, motivations, right, and you just apply. And I think if I look back, I was quite anxious in many parts, like in different stages of during the application process. Looking back, especially looking back when I've gotten into all the 4 schools that I applied to, and I'm here in my dream school, I think I could have been a little less neurotic back then, just trust the process. I think that is what I would say. Undergo multiple iterations of the whys in your application. Give time to your GMAT or GRU, but also know that it's not the only aspect. It's a holistic approach that the schools follow, and it's actually pretty interesting and good. So just trust yourself.
Okay. Tell me, so in terms of financing, so you didn't get a scholarship. How did you manage to come and study here?
So yeah, I personally took a student loan from the State Bank of India, and the interest rate was actually pretty high in my case, 10.25%. I know people who got for less, but I guess there are a lot of variables to it. It's not just about the banks and just getting a student loan. So that is one. And for me, even though the interest rate was high, but I knew for sure that I want to go for internship in my second year, so I didn't think about the interest much. So yeah, but there are other options of in Prodigy Finance and financing through your companies and so on.
And did you get the financing through Prodigy Finance? Yeah.
Yeah, I got through Prodigy, but and the interest rate was
it was so expensive, and the interest rate is pretty high. So finally, you borrowed in India, and you put what, family land as a collateral. How did you do? Yeah, you put family land.
Yeah, collateral makes a difference of at least around 1% lower. So I went with the collateral toward our land, and then that proved to bring the interest rate a little
more. Okay, very good. So, but I will see you soon, because I promise that we'll work with ESSEC. And by the way, I will ask you to help us. Pranay. Yeah, because I know that I can rely on you. The others I cannot. What else did I want to say? It's a good thing. I'm happy to be in contact with you. We stay in contact, and I was very happy. I already wrote a post about you when you gave me your letters. You're still in contact with Neil? Can you ask him to send us a a picture as well? Neat.
Yeah, definitely. I'll ask him.
Yeah, tell him. Say, does he live in the same residency as you, or what does
Yeah,
he do?
he's in a different block, but yeah, he lives in the same place.
Yeah, and is he happy as well? Yeah, he's happy to be
Yeah,
there.
he's happy.
Okay. So, but it was nice to talk to you, my friend, and I will meet you soon. Huh? Okay.
Yeah,
Voilà.
yeah, definitely. Thank you,
Thank you.
Doc.
Bye bye.